Hi guys, welcome to Lenny Movie Fan Channel. My name's Tyler. Today's Review the MCU review is going to be for Antman. I love this movie. I love Paul Rudd as Scott Lang as the Ant-Man. I love all the other characters. I love Hope Van Dyne, Scott's daughter Cassie. She's so cute. A little actress with her missing teeth in this movie. I like Luis. I like all his robber friends. T.I. was funny in this too. They all have a funny little dynamic when he gets out of prison. That's his new thieving team. I like the CGI of Michael Douglas in the beginning when he comes on screen, and it's cool that Haley Atwell is back playing Peggy Carter, and she's there with Howard Stark, and Michael Douglas walks in, and it looks like he's from the 90s, one of his 90s movies. It's like, oh my god, this is crazy. That's one of the best CGIs that they do, in my opinion. I think it's better than the Civil War one with Robert Downey Jr. That's one of the best ones I've seen. I liked from the opening, he's working at Baskin Robbins when it does that cut, and he's got the Baskin Robbins uniform on. That's one of the funniest parts of this movie, and this movie is funny consistently across the board. Baskin Robbins always finds out. They say that a couple times. It always makes me laugh. And I like Luis's stories when he goes into the big rants and he just keeps talking and talking and talking. I think that's awesome. Those are always really funny too. There's a lot of things to love about this movie. I love when he's falling through the air and he's going to some Howard Stark base that they think is abandoned and old and not used, and it's the new Avengers facility, and he's landing and he sees a big A and he's like, oh guys, and he fights the Falcon. That's a cool cameo that Anthony Mackie makes his way into this movie to fight Ant-Man. I love the fight at the end of the movie where they shrink down and they're fighting on the train set, and it's falling over and they're shrunken, and he's running through the carpet. It looks like a big forest he's running through. And like I said, this movie is one of the funniest MCU movies. It's consistently funny throughout. It breaks up some of the really talkative plotty moments that they're giving a lot of backstory to the technology with humor. It's really put in there well. Peyton Reed did a great job. I like that this movie is a heist genre movie. It's got its own thing going on where he's a thief and he's robbing the vault in Hank Pym's house, and I think that's awesome how they went about that, how they filmed it. It felt like a Mission Possible or like a Ocean's 11 type movie, heist movie, and that was great about it. And I also like that it brings the stakes down from the giant Avengers movies that are world-ending, cataclysmic events with huge stakes. I like in this movie that he was just trying to save his family, and sometimes you need a refresher from the change of pace that Avengers takes. That pace is just unsustainable in the long run. You'd get exhausted with all these movies where it's aliens destroying the world. In my opinion, it's the same problem DC has with Superman. He could fly in at any time with any conflict if it was big enough, if it was world ending, and save the day. So if he's not there would have to be a reason why he didn't step in and stop it. And that's kind of the case with the Avengers and these movies that are so interconnected. It's where were the Avengers? And this conflict in Ant-Man kind of falls under the radar. And I love how connected it is to the MCU, but it also feels like its own isolated thing. It has in the beginning, like I said, with Haley Atwell and the other S.H.I.E.L.D. people, but then it's kind of its own story where it's under the radar of the Avengers. None of them are really involved except when Anthony Mackie comes in, but that's only because they went to rob the facility. I like the movies that can kind of stand on their own while still being part of the MCU. Those are always my favorite. But that's my review for Ant-Man, guys. If you like it, make sure you give me a thumbs up down below, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the little notification bell. That way you get alerts when I post a new video, and share this all around your friends and family. That way they can contribute to the conversation also. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.